It's a trap!
Rebel Moon, the latest Zack Snyder movie, a massive space opera, the beginning of a new saga, the start of an exciting franchise. Stop. I can't do it. Just stop it. Netflix, if you can hear me, please give back the 2.5 hours I spent watching this garbage, then another few hours that I spent ranting about it, and then all the time it took to do this video. Guys, honestly, who is giving Snyder money? Why? And why so much? Let's start at the beginning and slowly dismantle this cheap Star Wars knockoff. Let's get this out of the way. This video will be biased. I'm not a fan of Snyder's films. I don't like how he treats them. It's like 3 hours of music video style scenes with weird color grading, the reds, and way too much slow motion. I still watch him. I guess I'm a sucker for a slow and painful torture. So, when the latest Snyder film, Rebel Moon, dropped on Netflix, I braced myself and pressed play. Zack Snyder first proposed Rebel Moon as a Star Wars movie, one of the sequels or spin-offs, and the narrative was inspired by Seven Samurai, and it took place in the Star Wars universe, possibly after the return of the Jedi.
Though Star Wars was like this thing that sort of jump-started the whole thing.
Now, Disney Lucasfilm didn't want it, surprise, but Snyder, he's not a man who takes no for an answer. So instead of binning the script, which he should do that, he created his own Star Wars-inspired universe. Now that's how I imagine it. Walking out of the office shouting, "I'll show you, you will all see." And God, we did all see.
I'm gonna make it on my own! You'll see! You'll all see!
But let's compare the two and see how much Rebel Moon creatively lifted from Star Wars. Now the focus will be on sound, this is my area of expertise, but we'll look at the broader picture too. The first and most obvious are lightsabers. Sorry, they are not lightsabers. They are swords that light up.
We can't really do like some sort of like laser thing because like someone's already done that.
Rebel Moon swords are crafted from extraterrestrial substance known as Oracle steel. Now, this unique steel exhibits exceptional heat conductivity, enabling it to be surrounded by plasma, activated at an atomic level, potentially reaching a nuclear state. They are hot, they can cut through anything, and even protect you from the bullets. Now, I'm sure I saw something similar before. Just listen how they start up. It's a combination of a lightsaber, a sword, and a burning coal. So they sound similar. They look similar. They fight similar. But they're not the same. Nothing to see here. Move on. Move on. Star Wars Blaster is a classic. The look and the sound were groundbreaking when it first came out. The famous pew pew sound. We all love it. In the latest Star Wars movies, they built upon it, making it sound heavier, more modern.
The most important.
It's still pretty cool. Now in Rebel Moon, the blaster looks different, but the shot and the sound are sneakily similar. Okay, they do sound more like normal guns, but I can hear the Star Wars pew pew blaster sound underneath, and yes, that's a technical term. Also, what's with the slow-mo? Can they shoot at normal speeds, or is this some kind of Rebel Moon universe physics law that guns are all slowed down? I don't know. Okay, hear this. And Nazi-looking and sounding bad guys that want to take over the galaxy. Ring any bells? Let's have a look at Star Wars Empire versus Rebel Moon Imperium. So we have ships arriving at the planet. We have speech for the troops.
At this very moment, in a system far from here, the new republic lies to the galaxy.
And to the king and the royal family, living a life of privilege.
We got the amazing, planet-destroying, awesome, massive weapons, sounding a little similar, although, you know, in Star Wars music is a little bit more up the front.
Sir, we received a message from one of her hotshots. They're closing in on the blood axis.
Even things like Stormtroopers' famous bad aim are replicated. In Rebel Moon, Kora runs next to shooting soldiers, and they all fail to hit her. I mean, you cannot make it up. Another theme lifted from Star Wars is a small Empire crew joining the Rebel forces to fight the oppressors. It starts small. It's just a few individuals, but powerful enough to shake the whole Empire, so Imperium.
Protocol has changed.
Fulcrum.
Ahsoka. My name is Ahsoka Tano.
Why did you come here?
Farmer, why would you contact us from this unknown and flagless vessel?
Part 1 of Rebel Moon is literally this: gathering the crew of misfits on a ship and try to stop the intergalactic rulers. I think Star Wars Rebels or Rogue One may have something to say about it. Now, I understand that Snyder was inspired by Star Wars. I really do, right? A lot of other people have. But did he have to copy the whole scenes? Take the Star Wars Cantina and the meeting of Han Solo and compare it to the Rebel Moon Cantina. I don't know, a bar. We have a lot of unsavory characters. A fight breaks out.
Come on, Mama!
And then a smuggler decides to help our heroes on their journey.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
My name's Kai. Come on. My ship's down at port.
Now, personally, my opinion, sound-wise, I prefer the Star Wars Cantina song than Rebel Moon's choice there. It gives me a nightclub vibes rather than a shady bar, right? And what's with the color grading and slow-mo? Do we really need it? Why everything is so dark? The whole encounter is just awkward. In Star Wars, it makes sense. It became the iconic scene. In Rebel Moon, it's just a shallow copy. When we think Star Wars, we think the Force. The magical energy powering the galaxy, the Jedi, the Sith orders. Now, okay, in part 1 of Rebel Moon, we don't hear anything about any mystical force explicitly. However, the characters have abilities that are kinda similar to the Force from Star Wars. So Tarak calms down a beast and forms a bond with it. Kinda similar to Anakin from Attack of the Clones, if you ask me. Then we've got the healing powers. So in one of Kora's flashbacks, we see Princess Issa exhibiting a healing capability, potentially even resurrecting living beings. It sounds like a magical spell, but I think I saw something like that before. Now, it would be interesting to see if they develop it further. I think that's a very real possibility. Lighting force, anyone? Oh, don't worry, we got more. In Rebel Moon, Anthony Hopkins lends his voice to Jimmy, a humanoid android, a mechanical knight. How does he sound? Well, he's polite, well-spoken, he has his own personality.
I am JC-1435 of the Mechanicus Militarium, Defender of the King. Correction, of the slain king.
But he's programmed to serve and follow a protocol. I wonder how they came up with this idea.
And I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations.
Urakis. These are space horses on the planet Veld. Farmers in Rebel Moon use them for work and transport. Now in Star Wars we have Orbaks and of course Banthas. The final battle. A villain falling into the abyss, but somehow surviving, a la Palpatine. Don't worry, Rebel Moon has you covered with a weird sounding fall of Atticus. There's like a swoosh sound effect there. But surprise, surprise, he's alive. Who is the people's favorite Star Wars character? No, I'm not talking about Jar Jar.
Lisa hating crunchy.
Darth Vader. So in Star Wars, Anakin/Vader is supported by machines. He's powerful, but he answers to his master Palpatine. In Rebel Moon, Admiral Atticus Noble is also supported by machines after his fall and has a master Balisarius.
You're certain it's her?
I am, my lord.
So it's kind of the same family dynamic at play here, although Balisarius is sort of an adopted father to Kora, so I guess is a little bit different than Vader to Luke. Well done. So creative. There are many other small and bigger things that Snyder lifted. Plot devices, characters, Luke, Tatooine versus Veld, Motherworld and Coruscant, Anakin/Kora versus Palpatine / Balisarius, and on and on and on and on. It's too much to go through and I don't want to watch the movie again. I do have some respect. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm just a hater, someone who made this video controversial to get some sweet YouTube views. And yeah, there is some truth to that. Okay, I admit it. But I was also so irritated during and after the movie. Irritated how it looks, how it sounds, and annoyed at the story. It seems like, I don't know, they got all these Star Wars scripts, they dumped them into ChatGPT and said, rewrite it, so no one suspects it's Star Wars. Because nothing is memorable in this movie. Obviously, I'm not expecting John Williams' score or Ben Burtt's sound design, but come on, at least try a little bit. Now, it's supposed to be the first part of trilogy and the first movie in the franchise, with the second part coming out in April 2024. Don't worry, I'll watch it when it's out. I'm a masochist. But I swear, if it's as bad as part 1, I shall make another YouTube video about it. And it's a promise.
You mean I get to come with you in your starship? Yippee!